Zakar, which means remember, and Yahweh. So that's why they say Zakar Yah. You understand Yahweh? So they use the first three words of God's name for the last part of His name, and the first part of His name means to remember. So for 400 years now, okay, for 400 years now, God hasn't spoken. And now all of a sudden, God is starting to speak again. And He comes first to a priest. To a priest. Okay? He comes to a priest. Zechariah means God remembers. Zechariah is inside the temple in the holy place where nobody can go except a priest. Okay? So the people are outside. And the priest goes inside into the holy place. And there are three things in the holy place. Right? On the right hand side would have been the table of showbread. Remember we talked about the 12 loaves of bread that were placed on the table? With a cup of water and wine? And on the left hand side, he would have had what? He would have had the candlestick. Remember the 7-branch candlestick that they would light? But what does the priest go into the temple for? Into the holy place? He goes there to light the what? The incense. He goes there to light the incense, and that's lit 2 times a day, okay? To light incense. Remember we talked what was incense? What is incense?
It's the smoke.
It's the gum that comes out from a tree. Remember when we go to church and the priest brings out that like a bowl with a chain, and they put the incense on the hot coal and he lifts it up and down and then the smoke comes out?
Yes.
What they put inside there is the incense, and that when it burns it makes that smoke, and they say that smoke is pleasing to God. Okay? So Zechariah, he went inside the temple and he was burning the smoke in the presence of God, and he would have been making intercession for us. That means he would have been praying to God for the people outside, asking God to forgive us all for our sins. And then after he finished, he would have turned around, gone outside, and when he came outside, what would he have done? So here's the priest. I went inside the temple. I burned the incense to God, and I'm praying to God, and I'm asking God, forgive us for all our sins. Bless us, Father. Give us more money, more cars, more all of this stuff, right?
Cars.
Whatever. I mean, he's just praying to God to bless us, right? With everything, right? New coat, new shoes, new clothes. Lots of food on the table. All the blessings that we can ask for from God. I prayed to God. Now I finished. I'm praying to Him. I have to come outside. And when I come outside, all of the people are standing there. So what is the last thing the priest does? When we go to Mass, what does the priest do? What is the last thing the priest does? He dismisses us, but before he dismisses us, what does he do? He blesses us. He blesses us and then he dismisses us. So that's what Zechariah should have done, right? Zechariah should have come out and he should have blessed the people. But when Zechariah came out of the temple, was he able to bless the people? Why? Why was Zechariah not able to bless the people? Because he's what? Because he's what? He's there, he can bless the people because he's there. Why was he not able to bless the people? Because you remember before this we heard about the angel, and the angel was standing on the right side of the altar, and he told Zechariah that him and his wife are going to have a baby, and Zechariah didn't believe. What did the angel do to Zechariah? He made him
Leave.
What did he tell Zechariah? That you are going to be made what?
A baby.
He was made dumb. Remember? He was made dumb. He told Zechariah, because you didn't believe, you will be struck dumb until your baby is born. Right? So Zechariah couldn't speak. So if he can't speak, he can come out, he can raise his hands, and he can speak out the blessing to the people, because the blessing has to be spoken out. Alright? Now look, this is so amazing. Let's go to the last chapter of Luke, chapter 24. The last chapter of Luke, 1186. And we are going to be reading the last verse there.
Wait, what?
Yes. Yeah, let's give somebody else a chance. Who wants to read? You want to read?
What page are we on?
1186.
Who's out here?
1186.
That's the same thing. 1186.
One for everybody. Okay, so remember now Zechariah, the beginning of the chapter, right? Remember that was right in the beginning of chapter 1? That's when the story started. Zechariah comes out of the temple. He's not able to bless anyone. Why? Because he is dumb. The last chapter of Luke, how does Luke end the story? What does he say? You want to read it? No? How about you? You? I guess it's you.
Yeah, he's reading it.
You're reading it?
Yeah, he's reading it.
Alright, go ahead.
Then he led them.
Okay, then he led them, I'm sorry. Now, when it says then he, who is he? Who are we talking? No. We are talking about Jesus now.
Jesus.
Okay, so, hey guys, pay attention. Then he led them, okay, so we are talking about Jesus now. Please read.
Then he led them out as far as Bethany, raised his hands and blessed them. As he was taken up to heaven, they did him homage, and they then returned to Jerusalem with great joy. And they prayed. They were continually in the temple praising God.
Alright. So the beginning of the story starts with no blessing. It ends with
A blessing.
a blessing. You get it?
Yes.
Alright. So this is how Jesus acted as a priest. As a priest, because he blessed the people before he left. What else does a priest do? A priest makes intercession for us. What is intercession? It means he's speaking to God on our behalf, right? And what does the Bible tell us now? Where is Jesus? He's sitting at? Where is he sitting?
Heaven.
Yeah, in heaven, but where?
And sharing.
He's sitting in his chair in heaven on the right hand of God, making
Rules.
intercession for us.
Making decisions.
So all the time he is making intercession for us, okay? You understand, guys?
Yes.
So did we understand just the first? See, when we read the Bible, it just seems like just lines or words, and it talks about. But when Matthew was writing to the Jews, and when he puts the genealogy in there, when we read it, it sounds so boring. Probably put us to sleep, because it talks about this one was the son of that one, and that one was the son of this one, and this one was the son of that one, and it just seems like it's going on and on forever, and it doesn't make any sense to us because we don't know our Bible. But to the Jews, it would be something totally different, because they were very interested in genealogy and they would have been studying each and every name. So when we talk about Abraham, and we have read our Bibles, what is the first thing that comes to our mind when we talk about Abraham?
Jesus.
When we think about the story of Abraham, what do we automatically connect? Any of you all read the story of Abraham?
Nope. I think I have. I read it.
Okay, so what do you remember about the story of Abraham?
You mean Abraham? I think
I remember that one day, like, these three men came to his house and told Abraham that his wife was gonna have a son.
All right.
But Sarah overheard, and she didn't believe him.
Okay, the main thing that Abraham is known for is being the father of our faith. Okay, because he was the first person that believed God. Because at the time when Abraham was born, everybody was involved in idol worship. So that means they used to make all these statues and images and they used to pray to it. Right. Guys, pay attention. You are going to miss all of this. So, when God told Abraham was living, let's say Abraham was living in a place like America. Okay? And God told Abraham to pick up his family, which was his wife, and his servants, and all the sheep and goats that he had. And God told him that, hey, get up from here and go to a country, to a different place. And Abraham didn't even know what that place was, right? God told him, just go there. And I'm going to make you a great nation. At that time, Abraham had no children. Okay? So God promised Abraham a great nation means a lot of children. And he told him that he's going to make him a blessing to the whole world. Not just to where he was, but a blessing to the whole world. Okay, he's going to give him a land that Abraham is going to own. He's going to give him land. He's going to make him a great nation. And he's going to be a blessing to the whole world. And this is what God promised him without God giving him anything. And without any proof, Abraham believed God and he left. So for example, God tells you, leave the city where you have everything that you could possibly want as far as comfort, a good bathroom where you can just go and press plumbing and have fresh water. You have a bathtub that you can go take a bath in, a shower, fresh clothes, laundry, and he says that I'm going to go and take you and put you into the desert. Where there's no water, you have to live in a tent, no proper house, no proper restroom, no proper place to take a bath. Okay, so God is asking him to do something easy or hard? Hard. Because he's already settled in Haran. Okay? And that's a very advanced civilization. And God is telling him to leave all that and go to a place that Abraham has no clue. So Abraham goes to that place and God tells him that he's going to be a great nation. So he's going to have a lot of children. Correct? You know, first, Abraham, his name was not Abraham, his name was Abram. A-B-R-A-M, Abram. It means, the word Abram means father of many. Okay? So, you know, in the Old Testament, people were nomads, right? So, I mean, at the time of Abraham, they were nomads, so they would be moving around. The people that lived in the desert area, so they were moving around, right? So, supposing Abraham's caravan was moving and another caravan was coming from the other side. And then they met up and they said, hey, how are you? And what's your name? My name is Abram. And then automatically the guy would say Abram because people, they gave you names based on what you were. So when they asked him, what is your name? And he would say, my name is Abram. They would say, oh, Abram means father of many. And they would ask him, how many kids you have? And he said, none. And then they would ask him, why is your name Abram if you don't even have a single kid? And you have your name says you have father of many. And Abraham would be thinking in his mind, hey, God promised me that I'm going to be a great nation and I don't have no kids. Right? And so he's living out his life, and now Abraham is almost 86 years old. And he's become kind of an old man, right?
He is an old man.
He is an old man, and he's still alive, and he's 86 years old now. And God comes to him and tells him again that you're going to have a lot of kids. And God tells him, look at the sun. I mean, look at he takes him out in the night and he tells him to look at the sky. And he says, look at all the stars in the sky. Have you ever gone out at night and looked up and seen how many stars in the sky? And God tells him, start counting the stars. How many stars are there? Do you think Abraham could have counted them? He can't count, right? That's what Abraham told God. He said, I can't count them.
It's 82.
Then God told him, so where is, hey guys. So then where is Abraham now? He's in the,
82.
where is he? He's in the desert, right? And what's in the desert? A lot of sand. And God tells him, look down and count how many grains of sand. Can you count them?
No.
And Abraham said, no, I can't count them. And God tells him that that's how many children you're going to have. So, God was talking to him in spiritual language, right? Because what's up in the heavens is heavenly. And what's on the earth under your feet is earthly and dead, right? So, does Abraham have two kinds of children?
Yes.
Yes, he has the kind of children that believe. And the believers are the heavenly kids. But he also has the people that don't believe. And those are represented by the sand. You understand? Okay. So now Abraham is 86 years old. And his wife comes to him, and Abraham is telling his wife, you know, God promised us a lot of children. And his wife says, you know what? I can't have kids because I'm so old now. Maybe God meant that you will have kids, not me. So why don't you take my servant girl and you marry her and you have a kid with her. And maybe that's the way we'll get blessed. So Abraham says, okay. He goes and he marries the servant girl and he has a child with that servant girl, and they name the child Ishmael. And Ishmael means God, not Israel. Ishmael. Ishmael means God hears. God has heard, okay? God hears. So that's the name Ishmael. Was Abraham supposed to do that?
No.
No. Abraham was supposed to keep waiting and trust in God. So 14 years passed. 14 more years. So now how old is Abraham? He's 100 years old. And his wife Sarah is 90.
Oh my God, they're so old.
19.
Now just think about this. If there's a couple that are like 20, 25 years old that got married and God came to them and told them, you're gonna have a baby. Alright, you're gonna have a baby. And if that couple has a baby, is that something that you would say, oh wow, that's something great? Would you?
Yeah. I would be happy.
I mean, they have a baby, but you know they are young, and that's the time people have babies, right? So is there anything supernatural about it? No. But now what happens is there's a man and a woman that's 100 years old, and the woman is 90, and now they have a baby. Is there something supernatural about it? It's amazing. It's amazing. Can you imagine a 100-year-old guy having a baby? He would be on all the TV news and all the newspapers everywhere. And that's what was happening in the promised land at that time when Abraham had a baby. Everybody knew about it. And they said, wow, this is a miracle. God has really blessed this guy. So he has a baby, right? So now he has a baby, right? And God told him, hello. So now Isaac has started growing up. And God told him that through Isaac, will you have all your grandkids and the and all the nation I promise you is going to come through? Through who? Through Isaac, not Ishmael, but through?
Ishmael.
Through Isaac, right? So in the meantime, the two wives started fighting. Who are the two wives?
Sarah
And Hagar. Very good, very good. I am impressed. Okay, so now the two wives started fighting. So who was the real wife? Sarah, because Hagar was what? She was a slave girl. She was a slave girl, okay? So she was not his real wife. His real wife was Sarah. So who won? Sarah won. What did Sarah ask Abraham to do?
Hagar to leave.
Okay, so Abraham told Hagar and the child Ishmael to get out. Okay? So they left the camp and they're gone. So now, who is Abraham left with as far as his son is concerned? Sarah and
His son.
and Isaac, right? Because Ishmael is gone with Hagar, correct? And God told Abraham that all of his generations that God promised him are going to come through who? Through Isaac, because his other son Ishmael is gone. Okay? So now Isaac has become older and he's a teenager. Okay? And this is the Bible story, right? I'm telling you. That's why I'm telling you all, read your Bible, guys.
I've read that.
Yeah. So now, guys, calm down. This is getting more and more interesting. So now God comes and he tells Abraham that, Abraham, do you love me? And Abraham said, what do you think Abraham says?
They're in a relationship. I love you. Yeah.
Abraham says, I love you, God. I do.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So so God tells him that, Abraham, if you really love me, take your son, your only son,
sacrifice him.
and go kill him. And offer him as a sacrifice to me. That's how you're going to prove to me.
Child abuse.
See? Right here. That's child.
This is how.
That's brother.
Okay, listen, guys, listen. So this is how God told him that if you do that, you're going to prove that you really love me above anything else.
Yeah, my
Okay?
dad told me about that story.
Now listen to this, guys. In the time of Abraham, okay, this is what the people used to believe at that time. They believed that if you take your son and you sacrifice him on the altar, okay, you get blessed with a lot of riches and a lot of money and land and gold. So all of the people at that time were committing child sacrifice. So everybody was doing it. So when God asked him that, was God asking him something that other people were not doing? No, he asked him to do what other people were doing, and he told him to go and sacrifice his son. But did God really want him to sacrifice his son? No. God was only testing Abraham. Right. But what was the other thing that God wanted to teach Abraham? What was the other thing that God wanted to teach Abraham in this lesson? What do you think? What was the other, if this was the most important thing that God wanted to teach Abraham about this whole story, why did this whole story come about? Why? Nothing in the Bible is of no importance. God was trying to teach Abraham that you don't need to kill your son to get blessed. But I'm going to kill my son
So you can get.
so you can get blessed. Do you understand?
Why?
And God told them that they are not to sacrifice their kids anymore. So that's why the Jews stopped child sacrifice. So was God doing something bad or was God doing something good? He was doing something good because he taught the Jewish people, hey, you don't need to be sacrificing your kids to be blessed. Later on, thousands of years later, my son is going to come and he's going to die on the cross, and because of his death, you already received the blessing. I've already given you the blessing. Do you understand?
But now you do the goat.
He did the goats because instead of the child, he put not a goat, but he put, what did he put?
A spirit.
What did he put? See,
A sheep.
here's Abraham. So first of all, when we talk about Isaac, you know how old Isaac was? Probably when Abraham took him
40.
up on the mountain to sacrifice him. He was about 33 years, probably the same age as Jesus, when Jesus went up that Mount of Calvary. So, Abraham, how old is Abraham? If Abraham had Isaac when he was 100, and Isaac is 33, so how old is Abraham now?
133 years old.
134, right? 133, 134,
Dude.
right? Yes? So now, Abraham has to take, Abraham takes two, he said, they say that Abraham took two servants with him, right? With 2 mules, 2 donkeys, and they had the firewood on the donkey. So they had the firewood on the donkey. What was the firewood for?
To make the
To
fire.
burn the sacrifice.
Why did they use
Okay, to burn the sacrifice, because where they were going, Abraham didn't know if there was going to be any trees there for him to cut down and burn. So he took 2 servants with him. 2, right? 2 servants. Just think about this and picture this in your head. 2 servants, 2 donkeys, firewood, and they are going. And they come to this certain place at the foot of the mountain, and now Abraham tells the servants, you two cannot go any further with me. You all have to stay here. Okay, so now only Abraham and his father are going up the mountain. And Abraham, when Abraham is going up the mountain, Abraham is 133 years old. So it's really hard for him even to climb up the mountain. Do you think he could have climbed up carrying the wood?
No.
So who did he put the wood on?
Servants.
No, the servants are left behind. Remember? The
Son.
servants are left behind at the foot of the mountain. Now only him and his son are going up.
Son.
Only.
Son.
So who carried the wood?
Son.
His son carried the
How
wood.
lazy.
When Jesus went up the Calvary, who was carrying the wood?
Isaac. Isaac knew.
When Jesus went up Calvary, who was carrying the wood?
Jesus.
Jesus was carrying the cross. That's the wood, guys.
Why? That's so heavy. That's so stupid.
Alright, so you see the picture that Jesus is trying to show us? So now, listen guys, listen. Now they come to the place where Abraham is supposed to sacrifice his son, right? So while they're getting there, Isaac turns to his father. First of all, do you all know what the word Isaac even means?
No.
Isaac means laughter. Isaac means laughter. Laughter. Laughter.
So
Okay.
Isaac means laughter.
Now do you know that what is so funny is that God changed Abram's name from father of Abram to Abraham. So Abram means father of many. Abraham means father of multitude. So not many. Many could be like 10 or 12, right? But multitude means thousands and thousands. Okay? Are you getting this?
Yes.
So while they are walking up with the wood on their shoulder, so Isaac turns to his father and he says, Father, I see you have the knife, because he had his knife right here,
Pocket knife.
right? Not a pocket knife, but a big knife, because that's the one you use to cut and skin the animal.
You mean a sword?
Like a sword, like a dagger, a big knife, right? So he has the knife,
The knife.
and he has the wood to burn, and he says, Daddy, you have the knife, and you have the wood, but where's the sacrifice?
It's you.
So what did
You played. You played. So.
He said, God himself will provide.
What?
So look, when he said God himself will provide, he's saying God himself will provide. That means God himself will be the
Sacrifice.
sacrifice. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So now they come up to the place where they're supposed to sacrifice. How old is Isaac? 33. How old is Abraham?
134.
Who is stronger? Who is tougher? Who is stronger? Isaac. Because you think a 33-year-old guy can beat up a 133-year-old man? Yes, pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
So when Abraham, when the father asked the son and took him over there and he told him, kneel on this wood that's going to be burned and put your hands behind your back and let me tie you up. So do you think Isaac did that willingly or he fought his father? He didn't fight his father. He went there as a willing sacrifice. He did whatever his father told him to. So his father told him, get on the wood. He got on the wood. God the Father told Jesus, the Son, get on the cross. He said, okay, Daddy. Right? So he's showing us a picture of Jesus. When Abraham tied his son up with his hands behind his back and he put him on the wood, and he lifted the knife and he was about to plunge the knife into his heart. And the angel of the Lord came and told him, stop, don't kill. This is all God wanted to do. God just wanted to test you. Right? And he told him, he said, look, there's a thicket. You know what a thicket is? It's a thorn bush. A bush of thorns, right? And he says there's a ram caught with its horns in the thicket. So, think of this picture now. There's a ram. Where does a ram has his horns?
On his head.
On his head, right? So now you think about this. Would any ram go to a thorn bush and stick his thorns in?
No, that hurts.
So how would he do it? Would he have to do it willingly or not?
Well, you will fight. Maybe
Would-
he's trying to get you'll fight. You'll fight. Food.
Think about this, that this is a picture of Jesus, okay? Think again that this is a picture of Jesus. So if the ram comes to the thorn bush and he, on purpose he sticks his horns into the thicket, did he do it willingly or was he forced into it?
Forced. He was willing.
Who would force him?
No,
No, God didn't force him. God didn't push him into the thorn bush. Did the ram willingly put his
Yes.
horns? He did. He was willing. Now look at Jesus on the cross. What did Jesus have on his head?
A thorn bush.
So it was like his head was stuck in the thorn bush on purpose. You see how it makes sense? Yeah, everything that God was teaching Abraham, God was teaching him that this is going to happen years down the road so y'all can have salvation. Do you understand? Isn't this amazing? This is all wrapped up in the Christmas story. How do we know that? Because the book starts with the story of Abraham and David. If we know the story of Abraham and we know the story of David, we can start connecting the dots. See, when you have a puzzle page and there's a lot of dots and you look at it, it doesn't make any sense. But when you start taking your pencil and you go by the numbers and you connect it all, then you see the whole picture and you say, oh wow!
Wow.
I didn't see that before, but now it makes sense. Do you understand?
Yeah.
How much time we have left?
20 minutes.
20 minutes? Yeah, that's what it is. Because the word Christmas comes from two words. It comes from the word Christ and Mass. So Christ, Mass means day. Day. So it's the Christ day. Why do they call it the Christ day? Because that was the day Christ was born. You understand?
On a Sunday.
So, everything making sense so far, guys?
Yeah.
Yes? So we understand how Jesus was a prophet. Why? Because the prophet comes speaking the words of God to the people. So did Jesus do that? He told us about God's words or God's plans for us. Yes? Was he a king?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, he was a king. And is he a priest?
No.
What should I say? Out of these three, which role is Jesus fulfilling at the moment? Priest. He's fulfilling the role of priest. Why? Because he's sitting at God's right hand and he's making intercession for us. You know what intercession means? Guys, pay attention. What does intercession mean?
Someone says forgives for the people.
Okay, so what he's doing right now is, say, I do something bad, and Jesus is sitting in heaven, and he's talking to God, and he says, don't punish him, Father, please forgive him, because I'm asking you to. Okay, so on my behalf, he's asking God for forgiveness. Do you understand? Now, think about this. This whole story of Jesus' birth, his death, burial, resurrection, it all revolves around Genesis 3. when Adam and Eve sinned, and Adam and Eve had to get thrown out of the garden, not just thrown out, actually what did Adam and Eve deserve? Because what did God tell them? When you eat the fruit, what is going to happen to you?
You're going to die.
You're going to die. But God didn't let them die. Right? How did God, why was God able to put that death? Not that they wouldn't die, because they actually ended up dying, but they didn't die at that instant, they died later. So God gave them a little bit of time in which to be able to come back to Him. Okay, you understand? So God gave them, instead of killing them right away, God gave them a little time for them to come back to Him. Okay, but how did He do that? Because when they sinned, blood had to be shed. Okay, because it says without the shedding of blood, there is no remission of sins. So somebody had to die. So who died in their place?
Jesus.
Guys, before God kicked them out of the garden, they had covered themselves with what? With fig leaves, which was not a covering that was acceptable to God, because the fig leaves are going to dry up, they're going to die, and the leaves were easily torn, and it's not a good covering. So what was a good covering for them?
Like skin.
Skin. So it was animal skin, right? And we already talked about this. So before they left, before God kicked them out of paradise, what did God give them?
Animal skin.
And so how did God give them the animal skin?
But killing.
He had to sacrifice the animal. So before that, Adam and Eve never knew what death was, because they had never witnessed anything dying. You understand? They had never witnessed anything dying. But now, when God cut the animal's throat, they see the animal in agony, shaking and struggling to breathe, and all the blood coming out. And then He skinned the animal, and He took those skins and He took the skin and He covered Adam and He covered Eve with it. Do you understand? Remember, we talked about Adam. What does the word Adam mean? So if you don't understand the Hebrew words too of the names, we lose some of the beauty of the story. What does Adam mean? Okay, what does Adam mean? What does Adam mean?
Red man.
Red man. Why do you think Adam means red man?
Because he's made out of red clay.
He was made out of clay, and clay is
Red.
red. Okay? So, in the Bible, in the Old Testament, they always talk about sin as represented by the disease of leprosy. So, if we talk, Bible or Scripture always interprets Scripture. So, what is leprosy?
Disease.
The body parts start falling off, but before the body parts start falling off, what happens?
You lose blood.
You get all white patches all over your body. Okay? So now if Adam, think about this, guys. If Adam is a red man, okay? So I'm Adam and I'm a red man, so what color would I be from head to foot?
Red.
Red, except for my hair and my nails, right? I would be red. And if sin is represented by leprosy, after I ate the fruit, what would you be able to see in my body?